In this design process, I'm going to show you how I turned 5 photos into a mini brand kit. Now, why do I do this, you might ask? I have so many photos of like design elements that I see all around throughout my day. And so I'm often just taking photos of things that inspire me, things that I think look nice, colors, contrasts, whether that's a product or nature, or I go to a store and I like this t-shirt, or just anything, signage. I'm just looking at all things design personally, and I'm a very visual person. So I thought that, hey, let's start a series of design process, taking photos that I take on my camera roll, might as well use them in some sort of way, and convert them into a brand kit. And so that means a logo design, color palette, fonts, we got imagery, we got a pattern, all in one. I'm actually going to give this to you guys for free, so I'm going to show you how you can get it at the end of this video. It's been a minute. Well, let's just say maybe 3 years since I last posted, 4 tops. I don't know. Anyways, who's counting? So a lot has happened in the past several years since I last posted. 1, I got married. 2, I did a diploma in graphic design. I wanted to learn more and gain more experience with my expertise. And 3, I actually had a baby, and he is almost 8 months old in a couple days. So a lot has happened, life goes on, but I'm here, and we're gonna start this video off doing a design process. Well, let's get started. So I've created this whole folder full of photos. I don't know how many there are, but over 400, almost 450. 444, hopefully that's good a number. Anyways, I'm just always taking photos of things all around. I have a local grocery store close by me, and I love it because it has this European flair to it. I'm in a very Italian area, so it's kind of like this artisanal, like, it's just so cute. You go inside and you're like, wow, there's so many like custom things, and like how they arrange the shelves so beautifully. Yeah, I'm always going in there specifically for Parmesan. So that's what I do. But there's a lot of things that are like really cute and unique about it that I was just like, oh, I love this, I love that. So these were the images that I was inspired by. They have a lot of nice iced cold drinks that you can just pick up, and a lot of them I've never seen before in my life. It's kind of fun to see and try what different things are, and I really thought this branding caught my eye. The citrus, the illustration, and I'm just an illustrative person, so I'm like, okay, I love it already. So I tried it. Didn't really like the drink though, but I like the branding. Anyways, so I just go in there, try things, and see what's up. Here, I was like, oh, this here, these brios and how they're lined up and the colors, so tasteful. I was like, you know what? This is a great color palette right here. That's all I was thinking. I'm like, what a lovely color palette. Yeah, that's what happens when I go to grocery stores or anywhere. I'm like, wow, I love this color palette. Yeah. That's just me, designer, right? And then these were, it was Christmas time, and these were out, never seen them in my life. I don't even know what it is, but if you know what it is, comment below and let me know. I think it's some sort of cake. Yes, it's a cake, but I've never tried it before. Oh, and that's the funny thing. Look at that, candied citrus fruit. And this inspiration is citrus. You know, I didn't realize or put 2 and 2 together when I was doing this. Here also is citrus. So I was feeling, maybe in the back of my mind, I was feeling oranges, I was feeling citrus, I was feeling lemon, lime leaves. If you ever smelled a lime leaf, delicious. Okay. Anyways, that's a side note. And then I saw these oranges and they were just so cute. What I specifically loved was the lettering here and how classic and timeless it is. And so we're gonna try and do some sort of typeface that has a similar style to this. So that was my thoughts. I loved the pattern on here. I love the illustration, and the color palette here. And this was all in one store where I just took photos and I'm like, oh, cute, while I was grocery shopping. And now I'm here sitting down making this video for you guys so that you can have this stuff. Now, as I was saying, it's a citrus theme. We're gonna try and go for fresh, playful, warm, that vibrant color palette. Is kind of like a Mediterranean inspired logo and brand design. So the first thing that I did was the brainstorming, and I've already done that. My iPad, and I drew it, and so I'll show you kind of like the sketches. Anyways, so I made a pattern, and then I'm also gonna take elements from the pattern to put into as the logo image. I've already kind of decided what that would look like as I was drawing, as I was sketching, as I was brainstorming. But for now, we're just going to bring in the pattern into Illustrator, and I'm going to create the outline of it all, put the coloring, everything like that. So let's go. So this was the pattern that I created and brainstormed on my iPad. So I've exported each layer as a separate file. So I'm bringing in each layers. I have 9 layers. So I'm gonna actually image trace. We'll start with 1 at a time. Now we will move on to whatever is next. Here, I'm image tracing the sketches I created on my iPad and imported them into Illustrator. Image trace allows my sketch to become a scalable vector, turning it into clean, editable paths. And we are going to start focusing one-on-one with each image. I'm gonna put them all into separate layers. So we have 9. It just makes life easier with layers, especially as a designer. Here we go. All in separate layers. You'll see that they're all different colors, which actually looks kind of cool. I'm using the knife tool to separate the citrus graphic into sections I want to color individually. Some of the paths need a bit of refining, so I'm going in with the pen tool to adjust curves and clean up the lines until everything feels intentional. Okay, had a bit of a break. My son woke up and now he's asleep again, and now we're back, but you didn't realize because I edited it. Okay, anyways, back to this. So the design process. We are at the stage of did the outlines and everything for it and adjusted wherever I wanted it adjusted. The Brio was the color palette I'm looking at. So I'm gonna take that in here. we have a nice warm tone, still adds that contrast with the green. It makes it feel very earthy and nice and just warm in general. I've already put the colors in. So here it is without color. And here it is with color. So we put all of the color palette together. There's a little bit darker of the yellow, there's a little bit darker of the green to give it some depth but still keep the consistency of the color palette here. We're gonna actually take this and convert it into a pattern that we will use for this brand package. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy it. Well, I'll hit Option and drag it, then that way it's there. I'm gonna make sure that they're aligned evenly, and this one I'm just gonna flip vertically. So now we got this, and I just want to move it closer. There are some elements that do need some adjusting. One is this guy right here. We're gonna remove that one completely. And we will turn this so that it kind of overlaps the following pattern so that they kind of just flow together naturally. And then for this, we're just gonna make the pattern. So object, pattern, make. So the main areas are together. What we wanna do is similar thing that we did here, where instead of a line and a line, we want to make sure that they are overlapping in a nice way. Moved everything over to here. This is kind of where I keep things disorganized in an organized way, but I just kind of like to keep some elements so that if I want to go back to the original, I can easily do that. So now that we put the pattern together, this is the fun part that you get to see. It all kind of like happened. That was my son. Thank God for my husband. So I have my square tool and I clicked on the swatch, and here it is. I'm very, very pleased with the look of it. It's just exciting to see it kind of like all come together. This coming from this, going to the grocery store. That's it. Go to the grocery store. You'll be inspired. So it is nighttime and I am going to finish this brand kit today, whether I like it or not. I'm liking how everything is turning out. Let's continue with this as we build this brand kit. So we've already done the pattern, color palette. So we have some visual elements. We're missing the main thing, which is the logo design. I've already created what I had in mind. I drew through Procreate. So this is the logo design that I had in mind, keeping it monochromatic as well as some positive and negative space. Also, it's pretty versatile. So instead of doing the image trace, which is what I did for the pattern, I actually want to create the outlines with my pen tool. Let's get started. This overlapping leaf and lemon logo mark started as part of the pattern I sketched on my iPad. Rather than image tracing it, I rebuilt it with the pen tool to keep the lines clean, the shapes balanced, and the sizing fully adjustable. So we have our design here, and I'm just gonna change the colors. We put all the paths, so this is one element here. You can move it around, and the other element is the lemon. So I'm gonna group them together so that if it gets moved, then they stay together. We will take it from here where we will add some color. Okay, so this is the logo design process. And so I started with this one, this row here, and then I added the color, made these two the same instead of these two different, made these two the same. And then I put the lighter color in the middle. Now we are working on getting this negative space here to be filled. Choosing the right color combinations always takes time. I like to test different options to see what feels best for the brand. From a grocery store of 4 photos, inspiration, comes this logo, this pattern, and now we're going to move on to typography, which is going to be a good one. I already have the font figured out. So we're done here with Illustrator. So now for this brand kit, we are moving on to the Canva portion of this. We created a lot of the elements within Illustrator, and now I'm taking what I've created and I'm putting it onto Canva as a brand kit for you guys. So here we have the Citrus Edit, and it's just a fake business name, goes with the logo design. But essentially we have the logos, we have the pattern, we have graphic elements, and all of it is coming together. What we need to do first before we start building the brand kit is actually putting the logo design. So here in Canva, we have the primary font and the secondary font. That's why they're both there. And we're just going to start with how the typeface is gonna be with the logo design. So I'm gonna do a few tweaks here and there and see and look what is the best outcome. And we will stick with that one. And then we will put everything, once that's finished, into our brand kit. And you'll see everything come together. Inspiration just came from going to a grocery store. So check out your local grocery store for sure. So here is the image that I had. Let me move down the wording. And now let me just zoom in a little bit more on this guy right here. So this was the idea that I had for the typeface, was that it would be something similar to this retro, bold, calligraphy design. I love how it's thick here, it has this strength to it, but it's fun at the same time. And I feel like that is what this whole brand is about. The Citrus Edit is fun, it's bold, it's loud. You know, I can't get the exact same typeface, but we do have this one here. Similar feel. You'll see how the lines curve up. Even the C right here has a little loop. It's super cute. And so we're just going to use that, and then this as a secondary font. The reason why I chose the secondary font is because it's a serif. And I feel like, yes, this is playful, this is fun, but it also has that tradition to it. I'm kind of wanting to go to the serif fonts, which just means that it has kind of like this little hat on the typeface. So let us get into it. Let's get the typeface onto the logo and make sure that it's all cohesive. And so once I'm done this as well, you guys are able to take this font and just type whatever business you may have. Anne's Bakery. So that's what it's gonna come to, is that you can actually take this, edit it, make it your own, and just get started with your business. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to relieve design stress in your life, because you don't need any more stress. So, okay. So we're gonna get started on that, and yeah, so keep watching. So I'm gonna bring in one of the logos. Right at the moment, it doesn't really matter because they're all the same, and so we'll just copy the same format. Next, I'm creating multiple logo variations using the logo mark along the primary and secondary fonts. The goal here is to build a complete logo system with variety while still keeping everything cohesive. This gives you flexibility. You can use just the logo mark or pair it with a word mark and customize your business name directly in Canva. this logo design that I have here, you kind of want it to run into each other. I'll show you kind of what it would look like as a final. You see how it's just seamless with the cursive into this whimsical leaf. That's kind of like how you want it. Each logo option feels unique, but they all stay true to the overall Citrus Edit brand. Okay, so we have the logo design done, the typography done. So now it is not just a logo mark, which is this design right here, but it's a complete word mark. So when you're editing this though, just make sure if you want to increase, decrease anything, as well as any letter spacing as well. So that's just a tip in there for you. I'm also changing the colors of each logo design so you have different options. Okay, we're gonna move on to the mini brand kit. So I'm gonna move it up. You'll see as we're putting things into it where it will go, but logos will come up here, colors, primary font, secondary font, pattern, and any imagery. This makes it easier to adapt the brand depending on where it's being used: social media, packaging, or digital products. Your brand isn't just your logo. There's so much more that goes into it: colors, fonts, patterns, and everything how it works together. This mini brand kit is meant to be a guideline that helps you stay consistent and confident as you build. It's amazing to think that all of these images came from a grocery store, things that I was going and shopping for, and that's how the idea came about. I'm always getting images of things that I love and appreciate, and this is what happened out of it. You can be inspired by anything. So thanks for coming through this whole design process with me, from the brainstorming to the designing in Illustrator, and then to the presenting on Canva. It is an amazing experience to be doing this and to be back in a way after so much change in my life. But I'm here to help make design easier, especially for new entrepreneurs, creators, and side hustlers. I'm here to help you grow through your design and to make it beautiful and stunning. And so this one here is free for you completely. And you can get this by going to my link and it'll be sent to your email. So I hope you enjoy it. And there is more to come for these videos. So stay tuned. There's going to be several series because I have 444 photos that I need to create designs from. So an endless supply, and will help me grow and probably faster next time. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, I'm going to be doing a series on this. So please hit the subscribe button and the bell button so that you can get these videos and see the design process. And follow me on Instagram, just creating. I'll see you next time.